Hello, hello. Can y'all hear me? This is Justine Arian, and we're going to start here in just a minute. Welcome, welcome. I just wanted to say hi. I know you can see my face. I can't see yours, but yeah, we're going to get started here in just a minute. So welcome to the call. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited. Hey, Jen, Naja, Tanji, hi. All right, so you guys know how to work the chat already. Awesome, awesome. Let me go into screen share mode. So I'm going to say bye for the moment, just from seeing my face, but I'll be with you, and then I'll be back later. So, all right, so let's go. Now, as I'm sharing my screen here, I will not be able to see the chat box right now. So actually, before I do this, I just want to make sure you all can hear me. Can you hear me? Put a yes in the chat box if you can hear me. So yes, yes. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, okay, cool. So let's get started, and I'm going to make this bigger. All right, and you can all see my lovely notifications there. So again, I just want to welcome you to overcoming the 5 biggest challenges facing today's multi-passionate mamas. That's us. And you'll be able to see if you identify yourself as a multi-passionate mom. I know some of you already do, and that's why you're here. And others of you may be curious about what I mean when I say multi-passionate mom, and you have an idea that you might fit into that, but not quite sure. So by the end of this webinar, you will know for sure if you're a multi-passionate mom, and you'll see if you relate with some of the challenges that we face. So I am just super excited to be here with you. I love connecting with, I'm connecting with all of your energy right now. So whether I can see you or not, I know you're here, I feel you, and I love being connected in this way with you. So thank you so much for showing up, not only for yourselves, but yay for that, but also for showing up to be in community with other like-minded women. We need more of that, right? Yes. So I have my team here that is going to be helping me. I admittedly am not the strongest with technology. That's not my strong suit. I know my strengths and weaknesses, and connecting and inspiring and coaching and speaking, those are my strengths. Technology, not so much. But one of the things we're going to talk about tonight is having a support system, a support team, and a community. And I definitely am strong in that. So they are here with me tonight. And I'd love for us just to take a moment. So let me advance the slide here. And I've already said welcome to you, and I just want to say it again and thank you for, there's so many places you could be right now and so many other things you could be doing, I know. And so I appreciate you being here with me right now. Just a little bit of housekeeping. I see some of you have already discovered the Q&A box. There's where you can chat. You can ask questions. There's going to be a couple times throughout the next hour where I'm going to ask you to put in your little responses in the box, and then I'll read them. And then at the end, we'll have an opportunity for some Q&A too. So again, I will not be checking the box until it's time to check, because that'll take me away from the presentation. So I'd love to start with just a grounding exercise, because we all have had so many things going on throughout our day. And, you know, no matter what time zone you're in right now, whether it's morning or night for you, I know that you've already done so much today. And so I love to start off all my calls with a grounding exercise, just to check in and just to get really present. Because I know we as multi-passionate mamas like to multitask. And if you're doing that right now, I caught you, but that's okay. I'm just going to ask that you, as much as possible, be present and just take this time for yourself right now to really check in with who you are and what you need, and to be open to receiving tonight and receive whatever gifts are meant to come to you. Sometimes we have an expectation about something and we get something completely different, or we get something so much more than we could have expected. And so that's what I want for you, is to receive everything you came here for and more. So let's take a moment and just check in with your breath. And if you can, if you're in a place where you're sitting and you can close your eyes, then go ahead and do that. And just taking a nice deep breath in through your nose and exhaling out your mouth. When we exhale from our mouth, we kind of can release more. It's more of a, just gets us more centered and grounded. So again, taking another nice deep breath in through your nose and releasing out of your mouth. And if you're in a place where you can do just a sigh with your exhale, just letting it all go, let's do another breath together, breathing in. And just releasing. Knowing that right now you are exactly in the right place at the right time, that it's no coincidence that you're here and that you've chosen this for yourself, and that we are here together. So I honor that. I honor you. And coming back, just really present into this moment right now, opening your eyes, and let's get started. So what is a multi-passionate mom? You may have seen some of my posts lately, some of my Facebook Lives, where I'm talking about what it is to be a multi-passionate mom. And the responses that I've had have been awesome, because it's really cool to see people going, yes, that's me, that's me. I never knew what that was, or never heard that word, or thought of it that way before, but I'm definitely a multi-passionate mom. And so people are beginning to identify themselves with this. And what's cool about that is that we're kind of in a unique class, and there's nobody else that can fit into this unique blend. So let's talk about that. Okay, so a multi-passionate mom is typically passionate about many things, right? Like you might be that person who you have so many things that you are interested in, you love to learn, you really want to make a difference for people and help people, right? I find generally multi-passionate moms are generous, we're givers, and we love to help people. And so there, you might have so many things you're passionate about that sometimes you get overwhelmed, or it's hard to choose, or you don't know what to focus on first. Can you relate to any of that? And, you know, it's, I'm just thinking about, like, you know, before I coined the term and really thought of myself as a multi-passionate mom, like all of the things that I had going on, and the things that I stopped myself from, like I stopped myself from actually choosing. And I'm going to share that with you in a little bit when I tell you my story. But multi-passionate moms, definitely, I mean, this is one thing we really have in common. We really care about being a great mom, that we really care about being connected with our children and our partners, and we won't sacrifice our relationships with our children and our families for the sake of fulfilling our passion and our purpose. And at the same time, we won't let go of that deep desire and that calling to make a difference and to fulfill purpose. And so it's not an either or. It's a, like, we're not going to do one at the cost of the other. It's a yes, please, and both, right? Like, how do we make it work so that we can really be good, present, connected moms and wives and partners, and also really fulfill that which we came here to do, to really make a difference in our life. Okay, so the computer is muted, yes. So hopefully you're still hearing me well. Can you guys give me a quick check-in and let me know that you can still hear me well? Somebody said they were getting a little bit of feedback. Let me check on that. Yes, okay, good, thank you. So, so that's the conversation is, you know, how do I really step into who I am, right? Like, how do I stay connected to myself while being a good mom and also do the work that I came here to do in the world and fulfill the things that I'm most passionate about, the things that really light me up. And, you know, this is, I think, a challenge for many of us. But what I know about you, if you're identifying yourself as a multi-passionate mom right now, is that you have a huge heart, that you're smart, right? Like multi-passionate moms are intelligent, we're learners, we are givers. You're also probably on a path of personal growth, spirituality, where you're really just coming to know yourself more and more and who you are and why you're here. And you're really stepping into that. And I believe it's the multi-passionate mom who's going to change the world. So yay, if you're a multi-passionate mom. Like, this is a great thing. And I know this webinar is about overcoming the challenges facing multi-passionate moms. And I believe that we need to identify the challenges and find solutions to them so that we can really step into the full expression of ourselves, so that we can really be who we came here to be and give the gifts that we have to give. So, okay, so that is my definition of a multi-passionate mom. And hopefully you are identifying and relating with that. So a little bit about me. Here's a picture of my lovely family. And first and foremost, I am a mom to two natural-born children. So my daughter and son, which are on the right of the screen. And I am a stepmom to two beautiful daughters on the left of the screen. And they are ages 8 to 12. So I have 4 children ages 8 to 12. They're super awesome and they mean everything to me. So I'm a mom, and really I think that my purpose and like my true self and just coming to know how powerful I am was born when my first child was born. And so, you know, I'm going to share with you a little bit about that process, but I believe that when we become a parent, we have a new opportunity to be somebody greater than we've ever been before. We have an opportunity to really step into our purpose because we want to be that example for our children, right? Like, I know for most of us, one of our big whys is our children. It's like, I want to be successful in my business and have the freedom and flexibility in my life and in my schedule so that I can spend time with my children. I can take them on amazing trips, you know, around the country and around the States, right? And so that we can do these things together. And also, I want to be an example to show them what's possible for them. So when I follow my dream and I follow my heart and my vision, and I push through my fears and I overcome my barriers, I show them that they can do that too. And it gives them permission. And that's what I want. I really want that. So you probably want that for your children too, I'm guessing. And I know I've talked to several different people who their why is definitely related to their children. So I'm also a women's empowerment transformation coach. I've been a coach since 2003. So it's been over 2003, gosh, I have to do math now. So it's been 14 years that I've been a coach. and I love it. It's my passion. It is my purpose. It's so much. And I'm also a speaker, a writer. I co-authored a book with Lisa Nichols called Living Proof, The Gifts That Came Wrapped in Sandpaper. And I love to write, speak. And it's just, this is my world. This is what I love to do. So thank you for allowing me to do this with you again. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit more about my story, but this is for you. If you know you're in the right place, if you feel so overwhelmed with all the ideas you have and you don't know where to start, or you just feel kind of like scattered and all over the place, right? This is for you if you feel like you're too busy and you don't have enough time to pursue your passions and to fulfill on your purpose, let alone prioritize self-care. So many of us moms are so busy taking care of everyone else. We put ourselves last, right? And then we become depleted, and we don't have enough energy or time to give to our passions and the things that really light us up. And it's from that place, when we're really lit up, that we are living our purpose, that we are making the greatest impact by who we're being, right? Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing so much as who you're being and the impact that has on people. Have you ever been around somebody who you just love their energy, right? Like, you love being around them. They don't even really have to say anything, but you just feel energetically better when you're in their presence. And that is their purpose. Their purpose is to make you feel, their life purpose is to make you feel the way you feel in their presence. And the expression of their purpose is the thing that they do, right? So you get that distinction that there's, it's who you're being, and the impact you're having by who you're being is your purpose. And the thing that you do. So for me, I love to empower people, to leave them with that feeling of empowerment, like they can do anything that they want to do. And so that is really my purpose, is to empower and inspire others. And the expression of that purpose is through my coaching, through my speaking, through my writing, right? So the way that I do that is the expression of my purpose. Make sense? Okay, so this is also for you if you have trouble staying focused and get seduced by the bright, shiny object syndrome, right? Which leads to lack of follow-through and frustration. And then all those self-help programs you bought that are sitting on your shelf or in your computer are untouched, right? Can you relate to that? I've heard that one too, and I've experienced it personally, where it's like, oh, I've bought so many things and I need to complete those things and I haven't completed them yet before I do the next thing. And we call that shelf help. It's not doing you any good. So this is also for you if you wish you had more support and a better accountability system, so you can feel more understood, more in control, and more productive. Who wants to be more productive? I'm raising my hand, you can't see me. And it's also for you if you have limiting beliefs that stop you from going after what you really want and making the kind of impact you know you're here to make, and you're ready to push past them. We all have limiting beliefs, so you're not alone. And I'm here to tell you that it is possible to feel clear, to feel supported, to feel on purpose while pursuing your life's work, your contribution, and being a calm, present, and connected mom and partner. So if that's you, then you are in the right place, and welcome again. Okay, so your journey to discovering that you're a multi-passionate mom. So this is really, I want to share with you a little bit about how, some of my challenges and how I came to see that I'm a multi-passionate mom, and that there are so many other multi-passionate moms out there. And maybe you'll be able to identify and relate yourself in this story. So Um, I was brought up in a family that believes we're here to make a difference. That's my family motto. You're here to make a difference. And so I always knew that that's what I was supposed to do. But I never knew what that looked like or what that meant. And I always wondered, what am I here to do? What is my purpose? And I never really knew what I was good at for a really long time. And, growing up, it was like my older brother was really, really smart. And it was easy to see what his gifts were and his strengths. And I always compared myself with him and thought I was not smart enough. I never felt smart enough. I didn't think I was smart enough to go to college. And it was just this, self-limiting belief that I had, that I drew about myself as a young child. And usually that's when we all draw our beliefs, our conclusions about ourselves and the world, is before the age of 7. So you might think about, what are your recurring beliefs that come up and stop you? And really at the core, there might be some truth to it, but it's not completely true. That you can get past it. You just don't know how, right? And so that was kind of my journey, was to overcome this belief that I'm not enough, that I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not pretty enough. And, the I'm not pretty enough came from, I was born cross-eyed, and I had two eye surgeries before the age of 10. And, so there was a lot of this self-confidence, self-esteem stuff going on for me at a young age, because I'd get teased by kids, and it was really tough. And it took me a really, really long time to overcome that. And I kept holding on to this story and looking for the proof that I was not enough. And when we look for the proof of something, we usually find it, right? So, what story are you telling yourself over and over that you continue to look for the proof of? That you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you're not lovable. Who do you think you are? What is it? We all have a story, and it's okay. And it's important to identify what the story is so that we can get the tools to move past it. I also, as I told you before, I really feel like I stepped into who I am as a woman and my purpose when I gave birth to my daughter. And I had a home birth with my daughter. And at the beginning of my pregnancy, I said I would never have a home birth. I thought it was dangerous. I thought it was scary. I thought I would want drugs. And, I did my research and did my due diligence and really, really checked in with my intuition and began to let that guide me. And I would interview doctors and hospitals and, just ask myself, is this where I see myself giving birth? And the answer inevitably was no, no, no. And in the end, I chose a home birth. And it was the most challenging and most empowering thing of my life. And when my daughter was placed on my belly, I knew in that moment that I was here to empower other women on their own journeys of becoming moms, of seeing their own power and their own strength. We have this inner power, this inner strength that a lot of us don't recognize, and a lot of us don't honor it and see it. And I'm here to tell you that we all have it. And it's just something to practice and to notice, and to have other people reflect back to you the strength and beauty of who you are. And this is the importance of having a community. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit as well. So, so let me just a couple more minutes and then we'll move on from my story. But I feel like it's relevant because all the pieces came together for me to lead me to where I am today and to how I can share this with you and hopefully help you. So I became a doula and a childbirth educator and a pregnancy coach and loved it, but knew that wasn't it. I knew there was more. And then I had my second child and the struggle became real. I was like, oh my gosh, I worked at the port of LA, Long Beach. And I still do that part of the time. And I've been doing that for 19 years now. And so I was doing that. I had 2 children now. I was running a business. I was in a relationship, and I was beginning to forget who I was. Can you relate to that? And I just felt like, oh man, how do people do this? And I knew that I had the skills as a coach. And so I became a personal renewal group facilitator for moms and started leading personal renewal groups. And it was really awesome to see, women come alive and transform through this connecting with other women. And I really saw the power of group and circle. And then I started working with entrepreneur moms. And, but I always held this belief, and maybe you can relate to this, is that I could not fulfill on my purpose and be successful at the level that I could envision, because I'm a visionary. Like, I'm a big thinker. You might be too. I'm guessing you are. And I think big. And I had this big vision of, me being this internationally acclaimed public speaker, having all these books, creating these training and certification programs. And I also created the Empowered Birth Method. There's a combination of coaching and childbirth education. And I stopped myself because I believed that if I became successful at the level that I envisioned, that I could not be a good mom, that it would take my time and energy away from them. And that was not acceptable for me. So for the longest time, I played small. I stopped myself. I gave myself to my children, but I was always thinking about what I really wanted to be doing, right? My passion, and really bringing that alive. And it was like this burning desire, but it was also like a squelching of this dream that I had. And that was not a fun place to be. It felt like a little bit of me was dying inside. So when all I needed was to see that it was possible. And when I finally saw that, I saw one of my mentors, who's an amazing coach, an amazing mother, an amazing wife. She really prioritizes self-care. And she was so in alignment, her values and my values are so in alignment, that I saw it was possible. And I knew then that I had to commit to doing things my way. And I knew what other people could do too. And I know so many people struggle with this. So that is when I realized, like, okay, got to do this, got to figure this out. And today I really truly can say that I have a life that I completely love. I have an amazing partner, amazing children. I love my business and the work that I do and the women that I get to connect with, and being in community and bringing women together. I love it so much. And I see how powerful it is. And so I said yes, finally, and I'm doing things my way. And is it always easy? No, I'm not going to lie. I'm not painting the perfect picture. I do have my challenges on the daily. If you read my Facebook post, you'll see some of them. But what I do have is I have the tools, and I have the mindset, and I have the support in the community to overcome any challenges that I have. And that is the key. So let's, I'd love to, for you just to think about your journey of really looking at you as a multi-passionate mom, where you've stopped yourself, where you've gotten in your own way. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So what we're going to cover are the biggest challenges of being a multi-passionate mom and how they're affecting you, why now is the right time to do something about it, and how to gain clarity, focus, and support so that you can be the best mom and partner and make the impact you came on this earth to make, while staying true to yourself and meeting your own needs, okay? I'm gonna give you as much as I can in this hour, and then I'll show you how you can take it a little bit further before, or a lot further, up to you, before we end. And then I'll also take your questions towards the end as well, okay? All right, so let's go. Okay, So you and I are in a unique class. We're purpose-driven moms who value connected parenting, connected partnership, and making a difference in the world. Okay, these are the things we definitely all have in common. Only you and I can relate to the challenges we share as multi-passionate moms because we are one. Nobody else is going to understand what it's like to be a mom and to be multi-passionate and to, be an entrepreneur or a chain maker or a visionary or an artist or whatever it is that you are, but really committed to getting your creative expression out there in the world, to using your voice to make a difference, right? And we have a unique set of challenges. So these are different times right now. There's never been a model to show us how to both fulfill on our life's purpose and consciously raise our children and maintain a fulfilling relationship and prioritize our self-care, right? Historically, women have either been stay-at-home moms or have pursued a career and then struggled to balance both. Women have proven themselves both at home and in the workplace. That's happened like first at home, right? And then women came into the workplace and we've proven ourselves there. We've become CEOs of companies, we run our own businesses, all of that. And so we've proven ourselves. But I believe we're in a time where it's not an either or, but it's an integration of family and contribution to something bigger. Women have new opportunities to create meaningful work in the world that makes a difference and to be financially independent and still be able to be present moms, wives, partners, right? So I think I would venture to say that it's really important to you, as it is to me, to be financially independent, to be able to provide for ourselves and our children, no matter what the situation is, no matter whether you're in a relationship or not, whether your spouse makes good money or not. It's critical because that's where our empowerment and our independence comes from, is our ability to be economically free, right? To be able to economically stand on our own. And so we have this opportunity to do that through entrepreneurship, through helping other people, through really making a difference in their lives. And we can set our own schedules, right? We can have that flexibility and that freedom that we so desire, and create that on our own terms. And yet we need the support to do that because it's never been done before. We're setting a new standard. We're paving the way for a new way of being. And it's a wonder that so many of us struggle to maintain balance and feel connected to ourselves and our purpose and our passions, to our children and our partners, right? It can feel like an impossible achievement. And like I said, I've seen it done. So I know it is possible. And I'm doing it. So I know it is possible. So there is a new type of leadership that's emerging. And there's no denying that women are being called to play a greater role, to step up as leaders and make a different kind of impact. Not one of the past that's about control and domination and competition, but one that really embraces love and inclusion and hope for something better and something more, right? This is one that is something, really meaningful. We want to be more about meaning, inclusion, connection. And I believe that we multi-passionate moms are the ones to lead the change. And we can and we will, with the right support. So what are these unique challenges we multi-passionate moms face? All right, so you're here for the 5 challenges, right? So the first one is, I know this is not a comprehensive list. There may be ones that you have and that you want to contribute. So I'd love to hear from you on some, if I don't mention them, what are some challenges for you as a multi-passionate mom? And you can write them in the chat box. So one thing that I hear over and over, and have experienced personally is having way too many ideas and not knowing where to start or what to focus on first. So I'm guessing that you're probably very creative and you're a visionary with big ideas, like we talked about, and lots of interest, right? You may get easily overwhelmed and then not take action at all. So this is something I did where I was afraid to choose because I felt like it would pigeonhole me. And I felt like, what if I'm choosing the wrong thing? What if I'm choosing and it's not the right thing? So then what I would do is not choose at all and just stay stuck and stop myself and feel overwhelmed and feel stagnant and not fulfilled. And rather than just choosing, trying it, seeing, and if it doesn't work or it's not the right thing, then choosing something else, right? And that's the only way that we can know if something is the right thing, is just by doing it, getting into action. And we always have choice. So you know what it feels like to be so passionate about so many things and then not pursue any of them and not be effective in anything, right? It sucks. Okay, so that's the first challenge. Let me advance the slide here. So see all the beautiful colors of the rainbow there. Each one of those can represent one of your ideas, right? One of your passions. And it's like, oh my gosh, do I choose the green or do I choose the purple? So a second challenge that us multi-passionate mamas face is, and this is really related to having too many ideas and not knowing where to start, but it is staying focused. So you may have that bright, shiny object syndrome, right? Where you jump from one idea to the next, never really following through on anything, and then end up feeling frustrated and like a failure. I definitely have. So you likely bought, you like talked about earlier, tons of self-study programs that are sitting on your shelf. You've been meaning to get to them, but haven't. And realistically, you probably won't. And this lack of focus and follow through is keeping you stuck and messing with your confidence. This is where we stay in our heads and all the gremlins and the saboteurs, the limiting beliefs, there's so many different names for it. I like to call it your inner bully. She shows up loud and clear and she says to you, yeah, you're not going to follow through with that anyway, right? Why even bother? Why start that? Or, just the thoughts that you have because you have this pattern of not following through. So when you choose just one thing and you follow through and complete it, and it can be a really small thing. It doesn't matter if it's a big thing or a small thing, but you choose a really small thing and you follow through, it gives you just a little boost of confidence, right? That you can actually follow through with something. And then you choose the next thing and you follow through with that. And you start to build this confidence muscle and this follow through muscle that will take you ultimately to where you want to be. And so it really is about choosing. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that because the solutions are coming next. So the third challenge, and this is probably like the most common, this is really common, is that you feel like you're too busy and you don't have enough time to pursue your passions and fulfill on your purpose, let alone do self-care, right? And you're in a constant state of overwhelm. You just feel like, oh my gosh, how am I even going to make it through the day? And believe me, this is a very common one. So you have so much going on all the time. It's hard to find time. And it can feel a little selfish to focus on your own passions and goals, right? Like sometimes you might feel guilty, like, oh, I should be doing this. I should be helping them. I should be volunteering at the school, or I should be, all the shoulds. And then you feel bad and you kind of like let go of what you really want to be focusing on for yourself. So, but let's be clear about this. The busyness is self-imposed. So a lot of people feel like, being busy is like a badge of honor. Like, I'm so busy, like it's a good thing, right? And really, we want to look at the choices that you're making. Are you in alignment with your values? Do you even know what your values are? What's really important to you? And prioritizing your choices based on your values and what's important to you. And when you begin to do that, and you can start taking things that aren't as important to you, and this may be a really tough practice for some of you, because a lot of us are people pleasers. A lot of us are, have a hard time saying no, and we feel like we should be able to take on more and more and more. But what's the breaking point? And so to learn to be able to get really clear on where you're headed, right? Like creating your vision for where you're headed is super important, so that you have somewhere to work toward. And then being really clear about your values and your priorities. And then only saying yes to things that are aligned with those. That's going to help you say no to everything else. And it's going to help you create more time in your schedule so that you can do the things that matter most. So the cost of making everything and everyone else more important than taking care of yourself and filling your own cup is your well-being and your happiness. And you know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. And I don't want you to feel bad about any of this. I just want you to recognize which of these challenges are really present for you, which ones really speak to you. And then know that you can change that you can do something about it. Okay, so let's go to the next challenge, which is limiting beliefs. So you have limiting beliefs that stop you from going after what you really want and making the kind of impact you know that you're here to make. So that is your inner critic, or the inner bully that I told you about. And some of the most common limiting beliefs are, I'm not good enough, or fill in the blank for yourself, right? I'm not blank enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not young enough. I'm not old enough. I'm not pretty enough. Not smart enough. What is your I'm not enough? Who wants to hear what I have to say, right? Like a lot of women that I know who really have a message, who really care about making an impact for other people, and they have a message and they want to get their message out, but their gremlin, their saboteur, their inner bully says, who wants to hear what you have to say? Nobody's going to want to hear that. Who do you think you are anyway, right? So that's a really common one that keeps you stuck and keeps you playing small from getting out there. And then another common one is it's not the right time. So there's always something else that's more important. It's never going to be the right time, right? Like it's just the reality is that it'll never be the right time until you make that choice, until you choose it and you say, I'm choosing right now to focus on this. I'm choosing, this is so important to me, and it's really connecting to your why. Like, why are you doing what you're doing anyway? And it's really personal. So when you can connect to your personal why, that is what is going to drive you forward. And it's going to help you push past any gremlin or inner bully that gets in the way. Your why is so much bigger than that. Okay, so let me just take a peek at the time. Okay, I got to keep moving. So our next one is you don't have enough support. So this is like, oh my gosh. So some of us have a lot of support at home or with our families, and others of us don't, and we have to create our own support system. But when you're an entrepreneur and a visionary and change maker, you need to have support outside of the home too. And you need to be willing to ask for help. And so it's like when you're going at it alone, then you struggle to create accountability for yourself. You need other people like holding this place for you. You need them to hold this vision and to say, you can do this. I believe in you. They can be the mirror to see you in your greatness, to see what you're capable of, to see the gifts that you have to give. You may not feel completely understood, like if you might have a great partner, great husband or spouse or family members, but they can't relate to you, right? They don't know what an entrepreneur does or what that particular thing that you do that you're passionate about. They may not get that. So you might not feel understood. This one, you know, it's really big for us. It's huge for us multi-passionate moms. And it's where our inner critic has a field day. She makes us feel alone, unworthy, misunderstood, not good enough. And it's not until we connect with other multi-passionate moms on a similar path that we, you know, once we do that, we stop buying into the BS of our inner critic because we see the truth. I don't even need to mention what that's costing you when you listen to your inner critic, right? So, okay. So those are the 5 challenges. Now, why is now the right time to do something? So if you can relate to any or all of these common challenges, then you're probably feeling pretty solid right now, right? And you can see that you're not alone. And this is why I created the Multi-Passionate Moms Club, which I'm going to tell you a little bit more about in a minute. But the reality is it'll never be the right time. You're always going to be busy. You're going to, you know, you can continue to give away your power to your inner bully. Or you can recognize that it's possible to be the kind of mom you want to be and to have the kind of relationship you want to have and to make the kind of impact you are here to make without sacrificing yourself. Because that's true. That's the truth. So you can listen to that truth, or you can keep listening to your inner bully. Right now is the right time because you matter. Your contribution matters, and the world needs you to stop holding back and step into who you really are and make the difference you came to make. We need more carriers of light and love and joy and positivity, creativity. We need more laughter and more beauty and more leaders and examples of what it means to express your greatest gifts and to be true to yourself and what matters to you most. Now is the time to be heard, be seen, and be counted. Important. You matter, and you have important work to do, guys. I know this at the core of my being, and I want you to know this too, and I believe that you do. So, hopefully you're feeling inspired, you're feeling called to up-level your game. And you might be saying, yes, I'm ready, but how do I do it, Justine? I still have these challenges, and how do I know where to start or what to do? So I want to share with you how you begin to remove some of the obstacles and start moving forward, okay? So let's focus on some solutions. The tools are simple. It's just the implementation that often prevents us from being and doing and having what we really want. So how to gain clarity and focus and support so you can be the best mom and make the impact you came to make. All right, so gaining clarity. This is going to address the challenge of not knowing where to start or what to focus on. So in order to be clear about where to start and what to focus on, you need a vision. This is what I talked about a little while ago. And this is just simply a picture of where you're headed and what do you foresee for yourself in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, or in retirement? What are you doing? Who are you with? What impact are you having? How are you feeling? Just take a moment right now to close your eyes and think about, envision your future, 10 years, 20 years, your retirement. What have you accomplished? And why is it important to you? Just allow yourself to get that picture vividly in your mind of how you feel and the impact you're having. Imagine who you've become once you've accomplished and had the impact that you envision having. Get a good sense of what your vision feels like or looks like. And once you have a clear vision for where you want to go, then you can align it with your core values and your priorities and then create a plan that will ultimately get you there to where you want to be. Values are simply the intangible things that matter most to you, like love, freedom, contribution, connection. They're the things you can't quantify them, but they are really true to your heart. What these words mean to you will be different than what they mean to someone else. This is why our values are so unique to us and critical in determining what to focus on and why. Okay, so as busy moms, it's essential we clear our values. We're clear on our values, and we're making sure that they're present in everything we do, right? Like, we want our values to guide us in the choices that we're making. One of my core values is connection. So whenever I'm feeling disconnected, I feel it. I feel out of harmony. I feel off. And so I know, like, oh, okay, what's going on? I need to reconnect. And then I feel better. So just knowing that, it helps keep me in alignment. All right, so I recommend that you discover your top 10 values and see where you can bring yours more into your daily life. And when you have clear values and priorities and you set them based on what's most meaningful to you, then you can say no, again, to the things that aren't in alignment and do the things that are. And guess what? You'll instantly feel like you have more time and spaciousness in your life. So clarity comes from knowing who you are and what you stand for and where you're headed. Then you can fill in all the pieces of the how with outside help or support. Okay, so I always start with, in the work I do with my clients, we always start with values and vision and strengths because it's foundational. And so once the foundational places are in peace, then it's the goal setting and, setting smart goals and then breaking them down into actionable steps. So I hear people say so often, I just need a clear plan. I just need to know, like, what step is next, one foot in front of the other, right? And if I had little actionable steps and I knew what I was focusing on, then whoa, I could really make a lot of progress, right? So if that's you, then this is where, listen, because this is where it comes from, is just getting really clear on your values, on who you are and where you're headed. Overwhelm really comes from looking at the big picture or all the details all at once and not focusing on one small step at a time. So if you take one step and then put it in sequence and prioritize its importance or the logical order of whatever comes, what in front of what, then you have bite-sized steps, a clear plan, and it's easy to make progress and gain momentum. So your why. It's super important to connect to your why. And this is your real reason for doing what you do. It's what's going to keep you inspired and motivated. And it keeps you on your purposeful path filled with personal meaning. And this is one of the keys to staying focused and in action. All right, so I want to talk quickly about self-care. This is huge. So I think we all know that self-care is important, but it usually takes the back seat to everyone else that we're tending to, right, mamas? Let's be truthful here. So self-care is a must. When you're feeding your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, and your physical body, you're allowing yourself to be the most effective mom, entrepreneur, wife, and confident person. I've noticed that those who take really good care of themselves seem to be happier, more confident, and feel more balanced. So there's so many aspects to self-care that we don't even consider, and we don't have time to get into that right now, but it's something to really think about, and we focus on this in the Multi-Passionate Moms Club. So the final thing I want to share with you right now is that you're not meant to do this alone. You're supposed to. You're supposed to be in community. You're supported in multiple ways, and you're meant to succeed. And I can't stress enough how important it is to surround yourself with people who see the truth of who you are, with what you have to contribute, and who are positive and encouraging, uplifting. They're saying that we're the sum of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So who are you spending your time with? Are they reflecting back to you what you want to see in yourself? Our relationships really are mirrors to us. So do you want yours to reflect beauty and love? Or are you willing to accept other people's limiting beliefs about themselves and the world? Because that's all it is, really, is when they're saying you can't do something, it's because they feel they can't do something. And you don't need to take that on. So find people who understand you, believe in you, and inspire you, and hang out with them. Look for a community of like-minded souls you can connect and collaborate with. So I think finding our tribe is one of the most difficult things that we can do for multi-passionate moms, to feel like we're not alone, and to see examples of others who are having similar challenges. We're moving forward anyway and doing it. And it's inspiring and uplifting and motivating. Wouldn't you agree? So I hear a lot of moms that I talk to say that they have been part of moms groups. And they really don't feel like they fit in anywhere because they're part of a moms group, but they solely focus on being moms and on their kids, and they can't really relate to their entrepreneurial side. Or they're in entrepreneur groups, but many of them are not moms, and they can't relate their challenges as moms and balancing everything. So we're really multifaceted women, and we need to nurture all parts of ourselves, not just one aspect. And we need other people who can relate to us, right? So let's recap. Having a clear vision and knowing and being connected to your core values, prioritizing based on your values, having a solid plan with actionable goals, being connected to your why, having the right support and community, and prioritizing self-care will remove many of the challenges that we're faced with as multi-passionate moms. So I'm curious as to how many of these areas you have handled. And can you see the difference that it could really make in your life if you were completely dialed in with all of the things I've just mentioned? This is not an opportunity to invite in your inner critic or judge yourself. Really, it's an invitation to look at how you're doing and get honest with where you could do better and where you could use some support. So I know I haven't covered all of the challenges, like I said, and I'd love for you to put in the chat box any challenges that you may be having that I haven't covered yet. Okay, so now I would love to share with you about how you can take this work further. And I'm really excited about this. So I want to extend a special invitation to you to join the Multi-Passionate Moms Club. And this is a supportive community for purpose-driven moms who are ready to come alive and thrive. And I am really proud of this. This is an idea that I had to fill a need that I saw. And I did sort of a beta launch about 4 or 5 months ago and had a group of women come on board, amazing women by the way. And I'm ready to reopen the community and expand our circle. And this is really, to provide a community for like-minded, purpose-driven moms who are on a mission to make an impact. And we share similar challenges. We can relate to each other. We can work through our fears and limiting beliefs together, inspire each other to go for our dreams and stay true to our values. So you get, in this community by having mentorship, coaching from me, community from sisters, support and resources. You can really do anything you choose to, and I believe that. You're going to gain more confidence, more clarity, more courage. You're going to gain amazing connections and more commitment as a member of the Multi-Passionate Moms Club. So what do you need this community for? And let me just see, I know we're at the top of the hour. Hang on, give me 1 second here. So I want you to think about, give me 1 second. Oops. Okay. All righty. So what you need this community for is for when procrastination sets in and you need support to move forward, right? Like we all have that challenge of sometimes we put things off. And, or if you're launching a new blog, a product, a book, or a business, what the heck? And it feels really overwhelming and maybe even scary as heck, right? We've all been there. You need a trusted sounding board or advice from other moms dealing with similar life issues. Formulating your action plan for your current goal, looking for someone to interview for your next webinar. So in this community, let me move here. In this community, you're going to get direct connection with other multi-passionate moms who are ready to play a bigger game. You get monthly live training calls with me. These are really training, but also coaching calls where you're going to get personal coaching from me. You're going to come and get hot seat coaching. There's Q&A. We're going to have monthly topics where we focus on all aspects of, from self-care to money, mindset, and abundance, to, blending the masculine and feminine for success, to conscious relationships, so many topics that are amazing. And the guest speakers we've had so far have been off the hook. Okay, so that's major feedback that I get from a lot of the women. Okay, so hang with me a little bit longer. Thank you, ladies, so much. We're going to wind it down soon, but this is like the meat of it. Like, this is where the help comes in and the support. And so I really want you to hear this. You're going to get monthly special guest expert Q&A calls. So I have amazing guests who've come on. I have some great, awesome people lined up for this month and next. And you get to hear from them and learn from them. And they oftentimes give gifts. And then you also have a Q&A with them so you can interact live with them. We have weekly thought starter conversations about important life and business topics. I love to give lots of goodies and, just surprises here and there. So this really is not a passive program that sits on your shelf. It's an interactive community that, I'm not ready for that yet, but it's an interactive community where you're going to get, personal coaching from someone who really cares about your success, right? That's me. Like, if you ask the women in the club already, ask them if they feel like I care about them, and you're going to get a yes every time. That's the feedback that I get from them, because I really do care. And you are going to get other people who care about your success too, and they're going to be similar to you. And it's amazing when you come together with other women who have these similar challenges, and you share yours and you hear theirs, and you're like, oh my gosh, wow, I can't believe I thought I was the only one. So, okay, so this, one second here. And so you also get an accountability partner if you want, who's going to help keep you on track. This is where, you're going to get to set goals, a personal goal and your business goal, if you will, or your passion project goal, and we'll help keep you accountable to that. And so this really can be a game changer for you. And I am very excited to share with you. So let's see, I have a bunch of bonuses, but what I wanted to do is I'd like to share with you a couple of my members right now. I'd like to share with you a little bit about their experience. So this is Teresa, and she says, I joined the NPMC in November 2016. It has complemented nicely the one-on-one work I've been doing with Justine, and has allowed me to have another safe and supportive venue for asking questions and seeking feedback. The Facebook group is proving to be a source of kindred connection, positivity, and inspiration. The other women have experienced similar challenges that I have, and it's reassuring to know you're not alone. The expert speaker topics have also been invaluable and deepen the connection amongst the group. Okay, and then Marisha, who says that NPMC is a place where I can be vulnerable, but also be held accountable for the goals I set for myself. Justine understands the unique perspective of women, and especially moms. The bonus is she gets business, creativity, and passion too. With the NPMC, I know I have partners I can trust with my far-fetched ideas and my lofty visions. I can't say enough about the MPMC growing community of women, Justine, and the powerhouse experts she gives us access to each month. So I just want to share that. That's a few. I have more testimonials, but I'm not going to share them all here with you. And so I'm excited to share with you, though, that I have some bonuses. So if you sign up for the MPMC tonight, not only are you going to get these bonuses, but I am going to give you a $1 trial membership. So you can try it out for 30 days, because I know, joining any community can be a little intimidating. You'd be unsure, don't know if it's right for you, you don't know what to expect. And so just come and try it out for $1. There's no risk. And if you decide it's not for you, you can opt out, no hard feelings. And if you decide it is for you, you can stay on with this, and you only pay $67 a month to get coaching, to get access to guest experts, to have this community of people, sisterhood who has your back. I mean, it's truly, truly invaluable. It's an amazing deal, in my opinion. And I'm so happy to offer it to you. So these are some of the bonuses. Is you'll get a custom yoga mom resource pack. And it includes 15-minute daily yoga therapy practice video. Laura Jane's amazing. And yoga mom tune-up and alignment practices, energy practices. I know we can all use this. 10-minute audio meditation. So they're really small bites that you can fit into your day. And then the bonus 2 you get is Getting Your Life to a 10+ ebook by Confidence Coach Kim Silsey. She's awesome, amazing. You get, third bonus you get is the Chakra Love Guide by Denise Dare, and it's how to chakras to activate your confidence and personal power. $97 value there. And then Monique Hom offers it's kind of enmeshed in there with bonus 2, but it's actually a separate bonus, which is money manifestation meditation and ebook. So those are some of the bonuses you're going to get when you sign up today. And the MPMC launch date really isn't until the 25th of the month, but because you're on this webinar, I'm giving early access. So if you sign up today, you'll get these bonuses, as well as, oh, there it is. So I have a fast action bonus for the first 3 people that sign up. So the first 3 people that sign up for the MPMC today are going to receive From Stress to Success, a private intuitive breakthrough coaching session with Jackie Van Kampen. She's an intuitive coach, and she's amazing. And it's $175 value. Wow. So I think you're getting a good deal for your money. It's a no-brainer. Jump on, grab your spot. And also, I don't see it on here right now, but Naja Hayward also is offering a bonus. It's not on there, but the first 5 people that register, and she may be willing to do a few more, but she said the first 5 people that register, you're going to get a 7-day course on social media. So if you could use a little help with your social media, it includes a calendar, a planner and calendar, and that's worth, I think, like $200. So first 5 people that sign up will get that. If you don't love the MPMC after 30 days, then cancel. There's no commitment. And if you do, and we hope that you will, then you'll get all the benefits of being part of the community, and you can stay on for only $67 per month. So I, truly believe that this is an amazing offer for the right people. And if it resonates with you, I invite you, would love to have you in the community. You can go to mpmc.justinearian.com. And that is the, on there, you'll see a button to register yourself right away. So go there, do that. The top 3 questions that I get about joining the Multi-Passionate Moms community is, but Justine, I'm so busy. What if I don't have time to take on another thing. Okay. And so what I say to that is, I hear you. You are busy. And I created this club with the busy mom in mind. So all your assignments, worksheets, anything that you get, exercises are really short. They take like 20 minutes or less to complete. Everything's given in bite-sized chunks. Our calls are twice a month. They're recorded for convenient listening. So the opportunity really here for you is for me to help you become less busy and more intentional with what you're spending your time on. So this could actually be the thing that transforms your time management and catapults your results. Okay, so the next one I get is, but Justine, I have so many programs I've purchased already and haven't completed. I have to finish those first. And so I get it. I've been there too. And this is not a self-help book or a program. This is an active community in real time with hands-on support, coaching, and mentoring. You're going to have accountability, daily opportunities for interaction. I personally know that I do better with more personalized programs and higher support and accountability. So that's why I designed this with, I actually have 2 levels of support. Today, we're offering the Inspired Mama level, and that's the one that you are trying out. And then I have a higher level that for people who want more support, it gets private coaching with me. So if you're ready for a breakthrough, then it's time to stop buying shelf help and activate real-time help with the support of a community. And the final one that I get a lot of is, but Justine, I'm not sure an online community is a good fit for me. I prefer in-person groups. And I do too, honestly. I get that. I prefer face-to-face interactions, but let's be honest. You have to travel and carve out hours from your day. You have to plan to go somewhere when it's a face-to-face group, and they just really aren't as convenient, right? So the NPMC has multiple ways to connect with other women and build deeper relationships. There will be in-person opportunities also throughout the year. So I love to do live workshops, in person. So anybody who lives in Southern California, you're welcome to come. And anybody who doesn't, you're welcome to come as well if you're willing to fly in. I would love to have you and attend my live events. I do an annual event called Finding Me, Impacting We once a year. It was a 1-day, might be a 2-day event now. It's amazing. So you get lots of bonuses and benefits from being a Multi-Passionate Moms Club member. You get discounts. And so anyway, so there are opportunities for you to connect face-to-face if possible. And it's really for this is really convenient for the busy mom who's looking to deeply connect with other like-minded moms. And I will do my part to foster that deep, lasting connections in this community, I promise. So, okay, so what are you waiting for? So now what I would like to do is I'm going to look at the chat box and see, I would love for you guys to post in there if you have any questions right now. And, oh, good, Naja, thank you. It looks like you've been helping out here. Yay, Jill and Tangi, and oh my gosh. Jen, you guys, awesome. I'm so excited to have you guys in this community. Yay, whoop, whoop. All right, I'm celebrating now with you. Yay. Yeah, so if you have any questions, go ahead and post them now. And if you don't, you can go ahead and just type in the chat box any comments, anything that really stood out for you on this webinar. What did you learn? Did you get a new perspective about something, or what deeply resonated for you? I'd love to hear that right now. So right now there are no questions I see, but let's hear it. What support? Yes, Jasmine. So it's everything. Everything mentioned are so on point with the values I believe in. Yes, I love it. And that's the thing, is we start gravitating towards people who have similar values. So we'll find that in this community, there's going to be a lot of women who are going to have the same values. Tangi, time management is what you're needing help with. Yes, yes, yes. Jen, oh, Jen, what have I accomplished and why it is important? Such an important question when we look back on our life. Yes. Jill, focus, focus, focus. I'm with you, Jill. Absolutely. Yes. It's time to get focused, to get, what's really important to you. We're going to do that together, you guys. This is awesome. I'm so excited. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for being here with me tonight, for showing up and sharing this time in this space with me. I'm really looking forward to having you in the community. And even if you didn't join tonight, that's okay, because you're still part of my community. What did Jen say? Like a cat with a laser. That's funny. That's good. I love analogies too, metaphors. They're great. So you're still part of my community, even if you didn't join tonight, and you're still welcome. And each month on the 25th, we'll be opening up for new members to come in. So you have until the 26th this month, and then we'll close out until the next month. And please tell your friends if you found that this feels really like a good fit, and you thought, yes, and you thought of some friends that that would love to be in this community, please invite them. This offer is extended to them as well, and please share the registration page with them. Naja, thank you. Please be sure to get your free gift below before we log out, you guys. So your free gift is the Multi-Passionate Moms Resource Guide. So go ahead and download that in the offer section where you signed up. Okay, so let's go and grab that. Thank you for that reminder, Naja. And yeah, so with that, the final thing that I want to say to you is, I'm calling you forth to be the leader of your life in a way that creates deep and lasting impact for yourself and others. The world needs what you have. So let's get out there and do it. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and looking forward to seeing you on the inside of the Multi-Passionate Moms Club. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. I love you guys too. Thank you. Yay, good night, and good morning, and good day.